Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're just going to do a quick walk around on the truck, make sure everything looks good. We got to head out here at about 4 o'clock in the morning. Have to go down to Hamilton, Ontario and load. Then we're heading down to Wisconsin, get probably one rounder in here before the new year. So just going to do a little walk around, make sure everything's good on the truck. It's been sitting for quite a while, so I'm going to grease up the front end here. For anyone that's wondering, I use the red and tacky grease made by Lucas Oil Products. So I find it's the best. That holds up. I try to typically running tandem. I don't pull too heavy. It's not a lot of wear and tear on the truck. I typically try to grease the truck a bit every 2 to 3 weeks. I put some in. So anyway, we're going to get this gun loaded up and head over and grease up the front end. And it's going to be kind of tough. We've got a lot of snow here, so I don't really like rolling around in the snow here in the winter time. But has to be done as an owner-operator, so let's get at it. Okay guys, so like I said, grease I use is the red and tacky made by Lucas, so works good for what we need it for. And I bought this DeWalt 20 volt max grease gun. They're really handy. It makes the job a lot easier, and honestly you can take it in the truck with you, and if you're stuck somewhere warm that's not Canada, it's great. You can, you're 10 hours off, you can throw some grease in your truck and away you go. And grease isn't expensive, so it can save you a few bucks just doing it yourself. I know for me, I don't really like doing it. It's just a messy job. I usually try to put on these little doctor gloves, and get the job done. But yeah, so these grease guns, they're awesome. If you guys have like the DeWalt drills and that, the impact drills, the batteries are universal. They work on them. So I typically carry my drill and the grease gun sometimes in the truck with me. And I can do this stuff on the road. The drills are handy too, because the batteries hold up for quite a while. So you guys can do stuff on the truck if you need be. Makes it easier than using wrenches and stuff sometimes. For doing stuff with sockets. So anyway, yeah, so we just take the lid off and put this in, and then yeah, she just screws in here. So I'm only showing you guys because I know there is some guys that don't have these yet, but I find they make the job a lot easier. Just screw it in, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not really the best at loading grease guns, but I get the job done. So I make more of a mess than anything, honestly. And yeah, the battery just plops in there and you're loaded up and ready to fire. Comes with a pretty long hose here, so like if you're underneath doing your brakes or whatever, greasing the drive shaft, you can just set it right on the ground, hit the button, you're good to go. So it even has a little light here on the front. I don't know why it's not working out. My battery's not dead here, but it's kind of bright out, so it's hard to see. But yeah, so we're gonna head over to the truck and get this thing greased up and walk around and check tires, check lights, make sure lights are working and tires are on, and that's mainly what I care about. So let's get at it. Okay guys, so I usually like to do my walk around the day before I leave. Typically I'll also do it say on like a Friday or a Saturday when I know part stores are still open, so we can get parts if we have to. I did glance everything over when I got home there just before the holidays, but I usually like to do a pre-walk around before I leave, so usually check the steering, make sure everything's tight, the shocks, make sure everything's good and tight, check the oil and everything and all my clamps, make sure none of the clamps are loose, especially on the turbo and that. You don't want any of those clamps loose, or you're gonna some guys say like you can lose power and stuff because everything's gonna be leaking out. So make sure everything in the steering's good. And so a lot of guys might have these nipples here hanging on the side, so these go to like your LH cross shaft. Basically just kind of gets to all the components so you don't have to go underneath. You guys will see here, for a lot of the newer guys that may not know, so that grease nipple there, it was leaking out when I took that off. Typically that means you're gonna want to change your grease nipple, which I do have a bunch that I need to replace on the truck, but we're gonna do that when we get over to the family farm. We have a drive shed there that's has concrete in it, so it's easier to get around, roll around underneath. So we'll probably show you guys a video of that. So we're just gonna grease all the fittings here in the front. Lubrication is the key, boys. Messy job. I usually always do the in-between grease jobs, which meaning like when I get my oil change done, they do that. They go over the whole truck for me. But this doesn't make sense to make a special trip and maybe lose a run through the week or whatever. So I typically will just do this one, the in-between ones myself. Okay guys, so we're gonna get this thing greased up and then I'll catch back with you guys and we'll finish the walk around, just show key points that I typically will look for so before I head out on a trip. So I'll catch you guys shortly. So guys, so I went around, greased the whole truck. I checked all the springs, all my like air lines, made sure there was no air leaks, checked all the wheel seals and make sure nothing was leaking. Tire pressure was all good on truck and trailer. Lights work. So there's no major problems. So now we kind of got peace of mind to go up the road. So like I said, we're going to be heading to Wisconsin. So maybe we'll shoot a day in the life video or show some bits and pieces of that trip. We're just loading 2 coils heading down there. So anyway guys, until next time, keep shiny side out and keep on trucking.